Meantime, check out this union fat cat caught in a cat nap. Mark Rosenthal earns a whopping $156,000 a year to run the largest union of blue-collar government workers in New York City. It includes some of the city's lowest-paid workers. But fellow union execs say he does more sleeping than working. Fox Business's Charles Payne is here to dissect this one. Okay, Charles, where do you want to start?
I know, where do you start? This thing is really the ultimate poster for everything that people think is wrong with unions. You know, here you have this guy who's been entrenched as leader since 1998. Some accounts say he works like 2 hours a day. Right. He's sipping big gulps all day long when he's not taking naps.
Well, you can't even say it's a rumor. We have 4 different outfits and a big gulp right by him.
You know, and it speaks to why unions have lost so badly over the last few decades in this country, from 35% to just now only 7% in the private sector.
Sure.
And it also speaks to maybe the idea that workers who are in unions might need a union for greater democracy within their own organizations, because it's sort of like a fiefdom. I mean, 1998, this guy's in there. Everyone's afraid of him. Right. No one can move him out. He was voted back in. And it's just, it's appalling.
Their dues that are paying his salary.
Absolutely.
So I would think that they would become enraged as a group that they're supporting him to sleep on the job.
That's why this is a poster child for people who think that unions are all wrong in this day and age. It could be the ultimate wake-up call if you are in a union.
By the way, this guy needs a wake-up call.
Yeah, he does.
Every day about 3 o'clock.
We might need a big alarm clock, though.
Apparently, some of his union members called him and said, hey, come down for Sandy. And he said, I didn't hear about it.
He missed Sandy.
How do you miss that?
Well, he said, listen,
he slept through a hurricane.
He said, I got 3,000 people working for me. I got a couple of guys making $100,000 a year. Someone should have told me about Sandy.
The thing about this guy that would bug me if I was in that union, apparently on the union dole, he spends $1,400 a month in food. The union buys his lunch. That's about $70 a day.
Yeah. Can I get his explanation? Because I really feel like I got to stick up for the people. For one thing, do you know who needs workers' comp? The buttons on his shirt. How they stay buttoned, I cannot believe. I just feel
not really
strange
buttons.
looking
He's
at
got Velcro underneath it.
But can we see the quote just to see to get his side of the story? Here it is. I'm 60. Mark Rosenthal says, I'm 60 years old. If I eat during my lunch hour and take a little medication, can I close my eyes? Is it so outrageous?
Yeah.
How do you feel bad?
No, the answer is yes, it is outrageous. And really, to the point that you were making, Steve, it's time for union workers to have a revolt against their own system. I know a lot of people in unions, and I don't know what they get from it. I have a cousin who works at Verizon. She's been there for like 25 years. She's getting canned because of a medical issue. And I said,
right.
You know, but she staunchly defends her union.
Well,
I said, you paid these people for 25 years.
And you're still getting fired.
You were in a hospital for 6 months, and now you're getting fired.
And this guy, in addition to all that stuff, the $150,000 a year, $1,400 worth of free food a month, and he's suing the government.
Oh, yeah, well, because he needed a scapegoat. He said, listen, it wasn't my fault that you know, I didn't let my workers go and move their cars when Sandy was coming and they all got flooded. It was the police department's fault. I mean, listen, that kind of deflecting stuff, I guess, has worked for a long time.
It works in Washington. It works with everybody.
Yeah, but it really is a wake-up call for union workers out there, because that's their money. These guys they don't make a lot of money in this particular union. They drive the tow trucks and things like that. And if they don't wake up and say, listen, we want to be organized, but it doesn't make any sense for us to be exploited by the people who are supposed to be helping us get a better life.
And you got to wonder, if there's one story like this, how many others?
That's why I say it could be a poster child, because you know it's not unique.
Sure.
If you're 60, falling asleep at the job and taking medication at lunchtime, call us.
Sure, but first, take a selfie.
And maybe eat a smaller lunch and not necessarily a big gulp. Because a big gulp will knock anyone out.
What about some Vivarin?
Charles Payne's going to be sitting in Stu Varney's chair over at Fox Business today at 9:20.
If you take over Varney's show, would you leave the name Varney and Company?
For a month. Okay. You know, the transition period. Then we turn it to Charlie and Company.
Good answer to an impossible question. Thank you, Charles.
See you later.